Do you want to learn how to increase sales using influencer marketing? We have 7 tips for you. Just sit back, relax, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Alright guys, so welcome back to the Viral Lagos podcast. And like I said earlier, we have 7 tips that will help you increase sales and increase traffic to your business using influencer marketing. And on here to discuss that today, we have Omokehinde Thomas. Omokehinde, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good to have you here.
Yeah.
You have such a very bright smile.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Can you give us a bit of your, your career history? Tell us about yourself.
Okay.
Let people know you.
Okay, so I finished in 2008 from Covenant University.
Okay.
I studied mass comm and then was one of the lucky few that served immediately after school.
Yeah.
And when I came back to Lagos, the job search issue for a year. And then I got a job with Different Communications as a business development executive.
Right.
That was where I got introduced into digital marketing as basic digital marketing. And then a friend of mine was leaving his role to go somewhere else and recommended me to take his place.
Okay.
And that was how I got into advertising. Nova Portawa and I managed the LG brand. And then one lucky day, I just saw a post on social media. Noah Zach was looking for a digital executive.
Okay.
I applied. I can never forget that interview because a lot of people came with iPads.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't think I'm going to get this job.
They've already to me this already.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they gave us some tests and I was lucky.
You're lucky.
So I've been with Noah Zach now for 9 years in total.
Wow.
Grew through the ranks, digital executive, and I currently lead the digital business. So we moved from a department in 2019 to a full digital agency that I lead. That's business and strategy.
Red Wolf.
Yes, that's the Red Wolf company.
Red Wolf company.
So basically, that's just it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting story. I mean, so when you were doing business development, did you do sales at some point?
No. We just did community management. Social media, manage Facebook and Twitter.
I think that was when Facebook, social media was being nascent at the time.
Yeah, it was. Because I do remember, when we go to church and they are asking about career activities and I tell them that I manage Facebook page, they'll just be like, I don't understand what you're saying.
You need to get a job. This guy needs a job. Let's give her.
You get what?
So did your dad call you back? So maybe mass comm was a bad idea. Maybe you need to study something like accounting.
No. I actually wanted to study law.
Oh.
I was really hopeful that I would get into OSU, right?
Yeah.
But jammed me.
Right.
So I didn't have a choice. I had to go to Covenant University as at then. They were not taking. Jam wasn't a requirement.
Yeah.
Then so just do their test. If you pass it, then you can come in. So
looking back, do you think law would have been a better?
I doubt that.
Right.
I think maybe if I had gone into law, I would have been dead by now.
But why do you say that though?
Yeah, because I think I'm very confrontational and I don't back off easily. And the country we are, they don't appreciate things like that, So
it's either you join them or they definitely. It's either you join them or you're stronger than they are, or something else happens. But yeah, I get you.
I think I'm fine with advertising.
So at what point did you begin to observe influencer marketing, the rise of influencer marketing in the country on social media? Because you were there from the very beginning.
Yeah. I think there was this explosion that happened on Twitter. I think it had been happening outside of the country before that time. And then there was just this explosion that happened on Twitter where it seemed like our influencers, as it were housed on Twitter. And brands were beginning to see that, I think we can use these people to drive awareness for our brand launch and all.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the year specific, but I do remember that back then, some influencers now had reached out to me back then to say, I have a lot of followers. I can help your brand. Since you work in an agency, I can help your brand push or create awareness about products or whatever activities that we are. And I remember the first brand that I used influencer marketing for was 3 Crowns Milk.
3 Crowns?
I think it was Laddies that reached out to me.
Laddie.
Yes, Laddie. He's a very well-known influencer.
On Twitter.
Yes.
Is this still very popular? I know.
Yeah. He is. He's very popular in digital space.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So he was the one that reached out to me, and it was the first. And I saw the impact of it then, because the client was wild, like, oh wow, first off, everybody's talking about my brand, I'm trending and all. So, and since then it's been part of campaign. It's just that it has now evolved. We are now demanding for more. Back then it was just like, if I'm trending, I'm quite fine with it. If my hashtag, even at that time, we didn't even give our influencers creative expression. We just tell them, this is what I want you to do. And they just go with it. And if you are trending, you are doing fantastically well back then.
The KPI was trend.
You'll just trend. Wow. And then you support it with paid media. And you are good to go back then. But now things have evolved and people are demanding more. If I would commission an influencer now, I'll be demanding more than just trending. We are not tracking vanity metrics anymore. We are demanding more. If I'm paying you, and they collect a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
Like, oh my God.
They do collect a lot. They charge a lot.
Yeah, so if you're charging me a lot, you have to come correct.
Small businesses and enterprises can now receive borderless payments from customers anywhere in the world. Skrape is a crypto payment gateway that allows businesses to receive payments globally with cryptocurrency. Skrape allows you to collect payments on your website and app through our decentralized engine and gives you the ability to receive payments instantly into any wallet provider of your choice. You can also create a payment link and receive instant settlements, avoid long settlement cycles, and sign up on Skrape today. Join thousands of other Skrape users and begin to enjoy speedy service. Skrape is your crypto payment buddy.
If you are to advise, say, give us seven tips on how to increase sales, right? Using influencer marketing.
Okay. So first of all, I might not be able to give you 7.
Right.
But I can give you some key things that you need to have in mind.
Right.
Number 1, the influencer you are picking to drive sales for your brand has to be an influencer that understands your brand or that is niche to your brand. So if you are a beauty brand, I would expect that you're working with a beauty influencer. If you're a tech brand, you're working with a tech influencer. You don't just pick people because, I have a lot of followers and then I just run. You have to make sure that you have to be very deliberate with the influencer that you are picking. For sales especially. Because people, that's why they're called influencers. If I don't believe that you are using my brand, how are you going to sell it?
Right.
So first of all, like I said, you have to pick a niche influencer that can be associated with your product or with the industry that you have, that is familiar with the industry. So it's more easier for them to tell the story. Number 2, objective. You and that influencer have to be aligned on the objective of the campaign. Remember I said that a lot of our influencers are so keen on doing awareness. And you find just very few people that can help you, that can contribute to your bottom line.
Right.
So you need to be able to clearly understand, you and your influencer must understand that this is what I want to achieve.
Exactly.
Yes, it's awareness, but the key thing is I need to drive sales.
Right.
I need something that will impact. The influencer then has the right to say,
I can't do this.
I can't really do this. And then you can back out. Because you don't want a situation where you're running your campaign, your influencer has a different understanding of what you're trying to achieve. You have, and then in the middle of that campaign, you're saying, "No, I'm not seeing anybody on my website. And then there's a problem, and then relationship goes south. You don't want to do that. The third thing that I recommend, though it's sometimes they exploit, sometimes it isn't, is that your influencer should experience your brand. A lot of what we do mostly in Nigeria is we just commission an influencer and say, I want to sell this bottle of water. And I want you to tell them that this bottle of water can cure COVID or this bottle of water can make you fresh or something. An influencer just reads the brief and say, okay. The influencer in question has not even used the brand. How is that person going to be able to?
He doesn't even believe in the brand.
Doesn't even believe. That's why you see some brands say, like phone brands, they'll say if an influencer is going to be You have to use my phone. I remember one campaign we did for Nokia where we needed to drive awareness and purchase of a mid-range device, and we had to commission some influencers to do that. One of the key things that we did was that we gave the influencers the device to use. In the duration of that campaign, the phone was given to the influencer before the campaign started, so that when you are talking about it, you can talk about it from a user perspective. I remember that the device was, one of the things we were selling was the camera. So what we did was we gave it to influencers, travel influencers that capture moments through the lens of Nokia, the Nokia mobile. So you give them the device to use, and then the pictures they are taking and the conversations they are having are around that thing that you want to sell. That should be what we should do when we are commissioning influencers. If I'm a beauty brand and I'm using an influencer, I should allow my influencer experience my brand
first, right?
So that when he or she is selling the brand, she's talking from a place of knowledge. You know that, and our consumers are not stupid anymore. Consumers are not, gone are the days where you say consumers don't really know anything. Now your consumer can spot it immediately if this guy is not using this thing, or it's not using this thing, or this lady is not using this thing. So the best thing is to make them experience the brand. When you experience the brand, it's more easier for you to sell it. It's more believable because you know what it is that you are saying. Another thing to explore is to make sure that influencer is giving some level of creative expression. When they are speaking, they should be able to say, they should speak in the language or in the form that their followers or who they are influencing understand.
Their community
understands. So if an influencer is used to speaking pidgin, I wouldn't expect that because I've given you a brief, you now need to
turn the persona automatically.
Do you understand? So those things are key elements for believability. If a consumer can believe the influencer, it's more easier for you to sell to that consumer. And then of course you need to have call to action. Whatever it is that my influencer is putting up on social media, because they understand the objective of the campaign that I'm running, they know that they have to sell. There has to be a call to action. Visit my website or visit the website of this person to be able to make a purchase, or go to this particular place, go to our store and pick up a whatever. Now, if you want to be able to track, to make sure that that influencer is actually delivering on that, you can then decide that if I commission you, for every person that is coming from you, I'll have a tracking number, or a code,
a UTM link,
or a link, or something that is associated or customized for that influencer. So you can say, this person has been able to deliver this particular number of sales for my product. And of course, optimization. Once I have commissioned my influencer.
That's 7, by the way.
It is?
Yeah.
Fine. To be honest, when I was coming here, right? I was thinking, hey God, this thing. Because it's just 5 that is in my head. But it's 7. Optimization. You must be able to have a good relationship with that influencer and collaborate with that influencer to be able to say, this week, the influencer can say, I've noticed that my followers are doing this way. Because we understand the objective, why don't we go this way?
Let's go this way.
So when you commission an influencer, you don't commission an influencer just because. You commission an influencer in bid to collaborate with that influencer. They know their followers better than you do. So if you can collaborate with them, it's more easier for you to optimize. Because the influencer is also coming up with ideas to help you drive sales. Do you understand?
So please go ahead.
So basically, that's just it. Optimization. Make sure that at least you have some relationship with that influencer.
So you said all this, and it makes perfect sense, right? So are there situations where the influencer is not cooperating?
Oh, that's a given. If there are several influencers that would be very open to working with you. And there are some influencers that are just very difficult to work with. But because you have something to achieve, you just have to swallow the pride and do what you have to do. And especially if it's sales. right? Some influencers won't tell you outrightly, I can't deliver on this thing. They'll be avoiding you. And then you get tired and just go look for somebody else.
Yeah, I know some brands, right? They kind of maybe they like a particular influencer. Maybe once one of the bosses, let's get this guy to work with us, right? And the guy is not really forthcoming, so they kind of force, they push. The guy begins to work with them, and they're not getting the results. And maybe the boss says this is not working, and they begin to blame the digital team. And the influencer is the one messing everything up. I mean, things like that happens.
Yes.
So how would you advise, say, a team, so a digital team or a business to handle a situation like this?
So I'll speak from my experience and agency working.
Yeah.
When a client or a boss recommends that we work with an influencer and we find out that influencer is not in alignment with whatever it is we want to achieve, we share our concerns and recommendation via email.
Best.
To say this person you are recommending does not align with our brand.
Yeah.
That's one. Number two, we recommend that
Options.
these are the people you should work with, because we don't think that this person will be able to deliver on the objectives of the campaign. And based on past experience, this person is actually difficult to work with. If you have a personal relationship with the person, it would be nice for you to connect us with that influencer.
Right.
If not, we are letting you know that this influencer is a difficult person to work with and might not be in alignment with what the objectives that you want us to achieve.
Right.
If in the middle of so what we do is that when that campaign starts, that particular influencer that is very difficult to work with, we pay a certain number of attention to that particular person. You understand? If you find out that the person is not delivering as much, we don't wait till the end of the campaign to say this person couldn't deliver this work as much as possible. In fact, sometimes in the email, if the client insists that we work with that influencer, we let the client know that, okay, we will do that. We'll come back with a report to you in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks, yeah.
At least in 2 weeks, you should be able to gauge if this person is okay or not. So when we are commissioning that influencer, we are letting the influencer know that, first of all, I ain't paying you 100%.
Right. I was going to come to that.
I ain't paying you because I'm not sure you can. But hey, I understand that the client wants you, but I'm not paying you 100%. Because
So will you tell them I'm not sure you can deliver?
Oh no. We do the influencer brief, and this is the method of payment. You understand? I'm not sure. Discussion is between me and my client and my team.
Yeah.
And then in 2 weeks' time, if I see that this person is not delivering on the metrics that I requested for, we come to the table. Why are you not delivering? What's happening? And all that. If the person can give me a solid answer, I can take it back to the client. This person, because the client knows this person is not delivering. So this person is not delivering. We've spoken to him or her, and this is the solution we are looking at. Let's take it maybe another week or 2 weeks. If we don't see an improvement, we can then cancel the contract.
Right. So I think this has led to another interesting topic. When you're dealing with influencers, right? Because a situation where you tell an influencer, I want to do a campaign with you, and he says, okay, you pay me 5 million, right, to do this post. Then it's okay, I'll give you 2.5 once you've made the posts. So how do you spread the payment? So do you say, okay, I'll give you 2.5 first once you make the posts? So just tell us like how you do that.
So agencies are different. I remember when we just started managing influencers, we used to pay them 100% upfront, because I just trusted that the people I was working with were good delivering. They were delivering for me. I didn't see any reason.
They're very busy. Influencers are very busy generally.
Just give them their money. But then as influencer marketing evolved, you then began to see that some people are just...
like I said, they're very busy. Not busy with work. Most of the time, very busy with other
things, right? And it's not aligning with the money I'm paying you. So in order to safeguard myself, I will pay you 70% upfront, and upon completion, I'll pay you 30% after the campaign is over.
After the campaign is over?
After the campaign is over. Now, with the current realities, right?
Yeah.
We've had to change that dynamics and say, okay, maybe 50% upfront and 50%. But again, it depends on the influencer you're working with.
Depends on
some
the
influencers are fine with it because they're very confident that, hey, I'm going to deliver. Other influencers will take 100%, not because they cannot take 50%, but because of past experiences with other brands where they will say, oh, I'll pay you 50%, and after you finish working, I'll pay you the remaining 50%. And then the influencer begins to chase agency to pay. Agency is saying, client has not paid me 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. For how much? Time value of money is going. So the influencer will then insist, oh, I want my 100%. So there are different scenarios. It totally depends on the relationship you have with the influencer. If you have a good relationship with your influencer, you can tell them that, you know what, this client hasn't paid me yet because of the billing cycle. What I can do is I can pay you 50. They might say, no, pay me 70 or 80. But let me pay you something first, and then upon completion of the campaign, I will pay you your balance. And you have to keep to it, so that the day you cannot meet up to that 100% payment, or you can't meet up to the balance payment, nobody's holding you and saying, oh, I can't work with you anymore.
Yes, thank you so much, Omokehinde. I mean, you've given us a lot of information. It's been very interesting. It's been very, very insightful. It's been very, very educating. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot, right? We don't have so much time. I would like to extend it, but our time is past already. But I'm sure you guys have learned a lot about how to drive sales using influencer marketing. So, Omokehinde, you want to share your social media handles where they can reach out to you?
Yes. So, on LinkedIn, I'm Omokehinde Thomas on LinkedIn. I'm Omokehinde Thomas on Facebook. On Twitter, Sisi Kenny, and which other platform?
Instagram,
Omokehinde Thomas. So if you just search for Omokehinde Thomas on Google, it will bring out all my social media platforms.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, sure. We'll have you sometime again to talk more, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So thanks you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. Ask us any questions. Please subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. We have more interesting episodes coming, right? So thank you guys once again, and have a great day. Right. Bye.